Ladies and gentlemen, too many people sit on the sidelines of life waiting for the perfect time, the perfect conditions, the perfect resources. But let me tell you today, the perfect moment does not exist. It is a myth, a deception that keeps people paralyzed in their dreams instead of moving in their destiny. Everything great begins where you are, not where you wish to be. If you look at history, every great leader, every great innovator, every great thinker started with what they had, not what they lacked. They refused to wait for perfect conditions because they understood that conditions only improve when we take action. What is in your hands? Ask yourself today, what do I already have? Maybe you don't have everything you desire, but you have something. An idea, a skill, a connection, a passion. Success is not about having everything. It is about using what you have wisely. The seed of greatness is never outside of you. It is within you, waiting for you to nurture it. Faith without action is dead. We often say we have faith, but faith is not passive. Faith is movement. It is stepping forward, even when the path is unclear. The person who succeeds is not the one who waits for all the answers, but the one who moves forward despite the unknown. If you wait for everything to be in place, you will wait forever. Your vision must lead you. Vision is the fuel of progress. The clearer your vision, the stronger your steps. If you believe in your dream, you must act on it now. Not tomorrow, not next year, but now. Greatness is not in hesitation, it is in boldness. Every wasted moment is a lost opportunity. So I challenge you today, stop waiting. Stop making excuses. Start where you are. Use what you have and trust that your steps will create the path. The journey of 1,000 miles does not begin when the road is clear. It begins with the first step. One of the greatest deceptions that hold people back in life is the idea that there is a perfect moment to start. Many individuals believe that success will only come when conditions align perfectly, when they have more money, more knowledge, better opportunities, or when the situation around them becomes more favorable. This belief is a silent killer of dreams, a barrier that stops people from taking the first step toward their destiny. But the truth is, if you keep waiting for the ideal time, you will find yourself stuck in the same place year after year, watching others move forward while you remain in the cycle of hesitation and regret. The idea of a perfect moment is nothing more than a psychological trap. It convinces people that they must first achieve a flawless state before they can begin working toward their goals. This mindset is deeply flawed because life itself is unpredictable. The reality is that there will always be challenges, obstacles, and uncertainties. If you wait for the moment when everything is risk-free and certain, you will never start. Some people delay launching their business because they believe they need more funding, yet others start with little and build their way up. Some refuse to pursue their education because they think they need more time, but others take one class at a time and eventually earn their degrees. The difference is not in circumstances, but in action. Throughout history, we see that the most successful individuals did not wait for perfect conditions. They stepped out in faith, often starting with nothing but a vision. They understood that waiting for an ideal time is an illusion, because time does not wait for anyone. The greatest leaders, inventors, and entrepreneurs had every reason to postpone their journeys. Many faced financial struggles, lack of support, and difficult circumstances, but they moved forward regardless. If they had waited for everything to be perfect, they would have never created the change they brought into the world. One of the main reasons people cling to the idea of a perfect moment is fear. Fear of failure, fear of rejection, and fear of the unknown paralyzed many. They convince themselves that if they just wait a little longer, they will be more prepared. But the reality is that preparation comes from experience, and experience comes from action. If you refuse to act, you deny yourself the chance to grow. It is far better to start imperfectly and improve along the way than to wait endlessly for perfection that will never come. Every great achiever started with flaws, made mistakes, and learned from them. The key is not to avoid imperfection, but to embrace progress. Another aspect of this myth is the belief that success is tied to external conditions. Many people blame their environment, background, or lack of resources for their inability to begin. While these factors may create challenges, they are never absolute barriers. The world is full of examples of individuals who rose from difficult situations using what little they had to build something great. The truth is, you do not need everything to be perfect to begin. You only need the determination to move forward with what you have. Those who succeed understand that conditions improve as they take action. They do not wait for the perfect moment. They create the moment through effort and persistence. One of the most dangerous consequences of waiting for perfection is the loss of time. Time is the most valuable resource we have, and it is the only thing we can never recover once it is gone. Procrastination steals opportunities. The longer you wait, the harder it becomes to take action. Days turn into months, months into years, and before you know it, you find yourself looking back at a life full of missed chances. The people who achieved great things are not the ones who had perfect starts, but the ones who refused to let time slip away while they waited. It is essential to break free from the illusion of a perfect moment. The only time that truly exists is now. The only way to achieve success is to start with what you have, where you are, and with whatever knowledge and resources are available to you. Perfection is a moving target. It will always feel just out of reach. If you wait for it, you will remain in the same place, watching others progress while you are left behind. Instead of waiting, take the first step. It may not be perfect, but it will be progress, and progress is always better than inaction. Many people fall into the trap of believing that success is reserved for those who have the best resources, the right connections, or the perfect circumstances. They look at their own situation and convince themselves that they are not ready to begin because they lack something: money, education, experience, or support. This mindset creates a cycle of inaction and frustration, making people believe that they must first acquire more before they can take a step toward their goals. However, the truth is that success does not come from having everything. It comes from using what you already have. The difference between those who succeed and those who remain stagnant is not the presence of resources, but the ability to recognize and maximize what is available. Throughout history, some of the most successful individuals started with very little. They did not wait for the perfect situation to begin. Instead, they worked with what was in their hands. They understood that the key to progress is not in wishing for more, but in using what is already within reach. A person with limited resources but a strong work ethic will always go further than someone with abundant resources but no initiative. It is not about how much you have, but about how effectively you use what is in your possession. Many of the world's greatest entrepreneurs, leaders, and innovators began in unfavorable conditions. They did not complain about their lack. They took action with whatever small resources were available to them. One of the greatest obstacles to success is the mindset of scarcity, the belief that what you have is not enough to start. This mentality causes people to wait endlessly believing that once they acquire more, they will be able to begin. But waiting only leads to wasted time. The truth is, you will never feel fully prepared, and you will never have everything perfectly aligned. Instead of focusing on what is missing, shift your focus to what you do have. Even the smallest of skills, talents, or opportunities can be multiplied if used wisely. A person who has only a single opportunity but takes full advantage of it will go further than someone who has many opportunities but does nothing with them. Maximizing what you have requires creativity and resourcefulness. Often, people underestimate the value of their existing skills, knowledge, and experiences. They fail to see the potential in their current situation because they are too focused on what they lack. However, the most successful individuals are those who take what little they have and find a way to make it work. They do not see limitations, they see possibilities. If you have knowledge, share it. If you have a skill, develop it. If you have a small amount of money, invest it wisely. If you have time, use it productively. Everything you have, no matter how insignificant it may seem, can be a stepping stone towards something greater if you are willing to put it to use. Another key factor in maximizing what you have is gratitude. People who constantly focus on what they do not have often fail to recognize the value of what they do possess. Gratitude shifts your perspective from lack to abundance. When you appreciate what you already have, you begin to see ways to use it more effectively. Many people ignore the opportunities in front of them because they believe they are too small. But small steps lead to big achievements. A person who is grateful for their current job, no matter how humble, will work diligently and eventually attract greater opportunities. On the other hand, someone who constantly complains about their situation will miss chances to grow and improve. Maximizing what you have also means taking responsibility for your progress. It is easy to blame circumstances, lack of support, or external challenges for inaction. However, true progress begins when you stop making excuses and start taking ownership of your journey. No one else is responsible for your success. It is up to you to use what is within your reach. The most successful people are those who refuse to let their limitations define them. They understand that greatness is not about having everything in place, but about making the best use of what is available. Finally, maximizing what you have requires persistence. Many people start using what they have but give up too soon because they do not see immediate results. However, success is not instant. It is a result of continuous effort and improvement. A person who remains consistent in developing their skills, using their resources wisely, and seeking opportunities will eventually see progress. The key is to keep moving forward, even when the results seem small. Over time, small actions compound into significant achievements. One of the greatest misconceptions people have is that faith alone is enough to bring success. Many individuals believe that if they simply hope, pray, or believe strongly enough, their dreams will come true without any effort. While faith is essential, it must always be accompanied by action. Faith without action is powerless, like a car without an engine. It may look good on the outside, but it will never move forward. True faith is demonstrated through movement. It is the courage to take the first step even when you do not see the whole path. It is the willingness to act on your vision despite uncertainty. Throughout history, people who achieved great things were not just dreamers. They were doers. They did not sit idly, waiting for conditions to be perfect. Instead, they stepped out in faith, putting their beliefs into practice through deliberate action. If you believe in a goal but do nothing to achieve it, your belief is meaningless. The difference between those who succeed and those who remain stuck is not just faith, but the willingness to act on that faith. Too many people pray for opportunities yet fail to recognize them when they appear because they are unwilling to take action.